Taped from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out about Saturday Night Live. I'm your medium talent, John Trumbull.
And I'm your medium talent, Darren Patterson. I couldn't think of another thing to say. Damn it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I threw you a curveball there.
Yeah, you really did. I was like, whoa, this is improv 101 here. Oh, God.
It really is, yeah. Well, you yes-anded. Well, you yesed. You didn't quite and, but, you know, that's fine.
You know, sometimes all you need is a yes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. How you been?
Fine.
How you been, my man?
Okay, getting by. We discussed a little, life stuff before we officially started this mess. I don't know. We both have coughs we can't seem to shake. It's not good.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think it's the Rona. I don't know what it is, but yeah, we're both kind of, coffee waffy here in the throat area.
I haven't tested since I quote unquote recovered, so it's just like that last thing. It's like that lingering sore throat, and I'm at a cough drops at the moment, so I'm really noticing it. So that's kind of a drag.
Oh boy.
But other than that, I'm okay, I guess. Sure. Whatever. I'm not dead.
There you go. All right.
Dead yet?
There you go. I ain't dead.
I mean, this is where the line is right now. This is where my standard is right now.
Yes, death, life. If you're in the life area, you're doing all right.
I guess so. How are you doing, Darren?
Not too bad. Doing okay. I'm alive. I'm breathing. Got 10 fingers and 10 toes.
Ooh,
you know. So I don't mean to brag, but got
you
all
don't
the
have
digits.
like say 6 fingers on one hand or anything, do you?
No. Oh, I see what you did there. Inconceivable. Yes.
You'll find out what that's about later.
We call that a tease in the biz.
Yes. We're teasing the thing that's in the title of our episode.
Damn it! Oh, that's right.
Why do people on podcasts do that?
It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, they kind of know what this is before they clicked on it, right? Okay. Yeah.
Well, I guess the mystery is gone then. Mystery.
Yeah. The thrill is gone.
Oh,
we know the deal now.
But
we got a little SNL news this week.
Yes, we do. We got some SNL news.
Yeah. So, like, in addition to our hosts next week, right?
Yes, next week, the 25th, we got Woody Harrelson, Jack White.
That's going to be a good show, I think.
Yeah, 5-timer sketch. We're getting it.
That's going to be fun. I mean, it's, Woody Harrelson, he's good on the show. That's why they brought him back 5 times. Jack White, I mean, yeah, he's going to blow the roof off the joint. Come on.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm excited for that one. It's going to be a hot time in the old town tonight.
And then they've announced the next 2 shows as well. For March 4th, we've got Travis Kelce as the host and Kelsey Ballardini as the musical guest.
I think it's
now, both these names are unfamiliar to me. I'm just going to say right off the bat, though, those names are way too close to each other.
Yes, they're both.
We got the Kelsey and the Kelsey. I don't know. It seems needlessly confusing.
Somebody's got to change their name.
Exactly.
Either Travis, you change your last name, or Ballerini, you change your first.
Exactly. I'm glad you're on the same page as me on this.
Right.
So I have not looked either person up, so I am pretty ignorant of what they are. You said you did a little research.
I did.
You still give a damn.
I still give 1/10 of a shit about this podcast.
Yeah.
And much like you, as soon as I saw these names for the March 4th show, I was like, who the hell is Travis Kelce and who the hell is Kelsey Ballerini?
Yeah.
Looked up Travis Kelce and I was like, oh, that's why I don't know who he is. He's an athlete.
Okay.
Yes, Travis Kelce. He's the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that just won the Super Bowl
that makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that makes me wonder if, like, perhaps Paul Rudd will stop by because he lives in the city and he's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yeah, you already know this is going to be a big deal for Heidi Gardner, who's also from Kansas City and is a huge sports fan and a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. If you look on her Instagram, she she bleeds red and yellow. I think that's
You
a
know,
color.
I look on the Instagram. She doesn't pop up on my Instagram too much. I need to, I
Oh.
guess, respond to more of her posts and boost her up in my feed or something.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Travis Kelsey, football player, plays for the Chiefs that just won a superb owl. He also has a podcast he does with his brother Jason Kelsey, and his brother Jason is a football player too. He plays for the Eagles.
Oh, I was about to say because I knew there were like two brothers, both playing in the Super Bowl. Wait, were they both quarterbacks?
I don't know. I know Jason Kelsey. Well, no, Travis is a tight end.
Right.
Jason, I gotta look it up. I'm not sure what his position
Were
is.
they the two brothers that were playing in the Super Bowl though?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that sounds right.
Again, folks.
They were saying that was a big deal because it was like the first. I think it was the first time that two brothers were playing in the Super Bowl.
I think.
Um,
Yeah, and I know it's also I think the first time two black quarterbacks played in the Super Bowl too, like ever,
okay, I'm probably conflating those two things
and
then.
that
Okay.
was a big deal. But yeah, I think that the two
See, I don't
Kelseys,
see color, Darren. So
they
I,
were,
you know,
were all God's children. Yes.
right, right.
Yeah, but yeah, so like normally with athletes hosting, I'm always a little cautious. Like
Little wary. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, again, like I've always, and I still believe it to this day, unless it's a wrestler. Wrestlers are the only ones that get a pass for me because there's like a lot of performance in what they do.
Right. I mean, they're like half actors already.
Yeah,
And you could get a Rock or you could get a
uh,
John Cena, who
yeah.
has not hosted SNL, but I assume would be wonderful. I mean, really, let's get on that, Lauren.
Actually, no, he did host.
Did he? I keep
I'll
forgetting this.
I'll look it up. He definitely hosted like once.
Okay, well, I guess it's
So
totally slipped my mind then. Then I will say let's get Dave Batista, the host.
he Batista has not hosted, and he really should host.
Yeah,
That I will agree with you there.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So like usually when a athlete, footballer, host, I'm always like, this, I don't know about this, but from what I've heard from people say, yeah, the guy is pretty charismatic. I mean, he's got the podcast, so
Okay.
maybe that's some performance.
Well, hey, yeah. I mean, people from podcasts have been known to be entertaining once in a while.
We try, and yes, John Cena did host December 10th, 2016.
Okay, well, I'm a dumbass. I mean, that was before we started the podcast, though. So how can I be expected to remember that?
That's true. It's not your
Yeah,
fault. It's not your fault.
but I will say, with the Super Bowl and the Kansas City Chiefs, I did watch the Super Bowl. It's like the one football game I watch a year, basically. And I decided literally like 15 minutes before kickoff, I was like, well, who am I going to quote unquote root for? And I was like, well, Paul Rudd's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. I will root for the Kansas City Chiefs because I figure anything that makes Paul Rudd happy can't be bad.
Mm.
So that's what I did. So I was happy to see that they won.
It's a
I
good
was like,
strat.
oh, that's nice because this probably makes Paul Rudd happy.
Yeah, a happy. If Rudd is happy, everyone's happy.
I
We're
mean,
all
how can
happy.
that be a bad thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And musical guest Kelsey Ballerini. She's
Mhm.
a country singer. I think it's like more country pop. So this
Okay.
really does feel like kind of the J.J. Watt episode all over again, where it's footballer, country music. So like this episode's for Middle America, the red states, the real America.
Uh huh.
The Bud drinking good old boys episode. Type
Well, I
of
mean, I hope I'm pleasantly surprised.
I do
Um,
too.
I mean, look, I think I still say Brandy Carlisle was one of the best musical guests they've had on lately. So maybe
Yeah.
we'll be pleasantly surprised by a country person twice in one season.
Right. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Would you say Brandy Carlisle's country? It's
It's
more.
country-ish, I would say.
Uh,
I guess.
I would say more. I guess folk pop, but there are some country.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Country-ish. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I haven't. I mean, look, who goes to a record store anymore and sees what category somebody's in? I'm just spitballing here,
Right.
but
I don't see categories. I see we're all one big beautiful music mosaic.
yeah, there you go,
There you
there you
go.
go. But anyway, that Kelsey thing, yeah, they got to fix that.
Yes, that needs to be changed. Somebody put like a dollar sign in their S for the Kelsey, like Kesha does, or something.
Yeah, there you go. Sure.
We
Yeah.
can't have this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's March 4th. March 11th, we got Jenna Ortega
Oh,
hosting.
I know her. She's Wednesday.
She is Wednesday Addams. And she also kind of came up doing. She's another actress that came up doing the Disney show. So she's like a Disney kid,
Ah.
and she
Is
also
she a Disney princess?
possibly. But she's also done a lot of like horror movies lately. Like she was in the movie X that came out
Okay.
recently, and she's
I remember hearing about that. That was about the like there's a serial killer on an X-rated movie shoot or something, and it takes place in the 70s, I think.
yes, that's it. She's in that.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think I watched the trailer for that.
yeah. I think like Kid Cudi's in that, and another actress Mia Goth that does like a lot of horror
And
movies.
I think one of the women from the Pitch Perfect movies.
Yes, I believe so. So
Who?
Jenna Ortega is in that, and she's also in the rebooted Scream movies. She was in one that
Oh,
came
that's
out.
right. Yes,
Yeah,
she was in the latest one. Okay.
she's in one that came out last year. She's going to be in the new one that takes place in New York City that comes out next month. I believe the same weekend that she's hosting SNL.
Well, I mean, it makes sense when they have something to plug.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm pretty much looking forward to that. I mean, I saw Wednesday. I watched it. I thought it was okay. It reminded me a lot of like a CW teen show, like almost like was like Riverdale or something like that,
Uh huh.
or Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah.
I thought it was like okay, but still kind of
Yeah.
cheesy
I
teen
I
show.
watched the trailer of the Wednesday show, and I was like, okay, well, it doesn't look like my thing. And I have a very low threshold for Tim Burton stuff these days. So,
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I think I thought it was okay, but I thought she
but
was.
people seem to be enjoying it a lot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, I thought she was really good. She's like a standout star, and like this role kind of broke her. Like
yeah,
her star has definitely risen after this, and especially that TikTok dance she did to the Cramp song that kind of
yeah,
went
yeah.
viral. A lot of people are
Oh,
like,
and we should mention Fred Armisen was in the show too, playing Uncle Fester.
yes, SNL alum Uncle Fester's in there.
Yeah.
So like her star is on the rise. A lot of people are looking forward to her, and from what I saw online, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this is true, but she's like the first SNL host to be born post 9/11, which is like
Huh. Okay.
she was born in 2002. I think like
Well, that makes me feel ancient.
there you go. There you go.
God,
So
so she's only like 20 or 21. Wow.
yeah, I think she's 20. I don't think she's 21 just yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I tried to say that without sounding creepy and it still sounded a little creepy.
No, no. I think you pulled that off.
Woo! All right, cool. You hear that,
I mean,
cops?
that's just a statement of fact. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, I think she's 20. I don't think she's 21. And
Okay.
it's not like you're like starting a website counting down to when she's 21. That would be creepy.
Well, not anymore. Shut that.
I'm sorry, you reserved that URL and everything, right?
No, I didn't. Click, click, click. Tap, tap, tap. Keys. Delete, delete, delete.
JennaIs21.org.
If anybody wants it, it's available now.
Yeah, yeah.
And musical
The
guest.
musical guest, the 1975.
Yes, this is their second time on the show. They appeared back in 2016 when Larry David hosted, and they got a new album out, got a new sound out. They're ripping up the charts. All the kids seem to be digging the groovy vibes out there in the sock hops and bolt shops and whatnot. So
We are so old.
kids don't go to sock hops anymore. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't know, because if I knew, that would mean I'm like following kids around and seeing what they're into. And
That's right.
that's not a good thing.
No, not.
Yeah, I didn't fall into your trap.
I set the trap. You didn't fall into it. Well played.
We are just two middle-aged men terrifying of coming off creepy in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast has devolved into.
We're really walking a tightrope here.
We really are. That's what I've realized. Is just...
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh wait, I said her age. Is that okay?
Is that okay? I'm just stating the fact. I'm not like licking my chops or nothing.
Chops. Okay.
So March 11th, Jenna Ortega in 1975.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, unfortunately today, as we're recording this podcast, we got a bit of bad news as well.
Mm.
Richard Belzer, the great Richard Belzer, just passed away at the too young age of 78. Uh,
Yeah.
and, and Richard Belzer actually has an SNL connection that folks might not be aware of. He was actually the warm-up comedian in the early years of the show. I don't know how long he did that for.
Um.
It might be interesting to find out, but he was at least there during the first season,
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
and he actually pops up in a movie we've covered, "Man on the Moon," all about Andy Kaufman. He's, I assume, for the movie they couldn't get uh, George Carlin, so they had Richard Belzer there introducing Andy Kaufman in the movie.
Yep,
So
and he was there. He was there. He was around, and he was actually. I think there was talk of him actually joining the cast at some point, but I don't think it
yeah,
ever.
yeah. I don't know when that would have happened. If it was sometime in the first 5 years, if it was after, like, say, Belushi and Aykroyd left, or if it was after the rest of the original cast left. I'm not really up on that. But yeah, he's somebody I could see on the show.
Yeah, like he's tall and handsome, and he could fill in. I could definitely see him like filling in that Chevy Chase role that
Yeah, yeah,
was there.
actually, yeah, the folks from I think it was the SNL Hall of Fame. They posted a clip I'd never seen before of him on Update, and he was posting, and he was saying, "I'm Chevy Chase, but you're not."
Mm.
And then Chevy Chase calls in, or he calls Chevy Chase, who's in the hospital for some reason, and he's saying like, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm going to be back."
Okay, yeah, I guess Chevy fell down one too many flights of stairs and had to be put in the
Yeah, I
hospital.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but yeah, I mean Richard Belzer, a legendary comedian. I'm sure most people know him from Law and Order
Yeah,
as Munch. But
Homicide: Life on the Street was where he started that role, though.
right, oh, okay, so I didn't even
I'm
know
a
that.
huge, huge fan of Homicide: Life on the Street, and yeah, John Munch is one of my favorite characters of all time. So
Oh wow,
yeah, I was really bummed to hear that.
yeah. Actually, you were the first person I like who I found out about that from. Like when I went on
Mhm.
Facebook this morning and I saw like what you posted, I was like, what? And then I went
Yeah,
and checked.
well, Lorraine Newman actually posted about it on Twitter. Well, I went on Twitter today, and today's Sunday as we're recording this, and I saw that Richard Belzer's name was trending, and I was like, oh, this might not be good. And so I clicked on the name, and
Mm,
yeah, the first thing I saw was a post from Lorraine Newman saying how she was friends with him back in the day, and talked about like going out to eat with him every once in a while, and a lot of people were saying, oh, let's wait until we get it from an official source. And I'm like, this is somebody who knew him. I'm assuming she had his information, uh,
yeah,
and she's responsible enough to not post about this unless she knew for sure.
yeah. I think it's one thing if you see somebody tweet it out on Twitter and it's like some weirdo account with like 2 followers,
Right,
and
or if
it's
it's some rando site that's not like, like, I mean, if Variety or the Hollywood Reporter posts about it, yeah, it's legit. And for whatever reason, the Hollywood Reporter took a while to post an obit about it. So
mm,
yeah, a lot of people were kind of grasping at straws and saying,
yeah, like, but if it's like Lorraine Newman's verified account or
yeah, look, I
yeah,
saw Lorraine Newman post about it. I saw Mark Maron, Henry Winkler, Richard Lewis, and these are all people who presumably personally knew him.
yeah,
So yeah, when it's that, I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that
yeah,
it is true.
yeah.
Um,
If it's a verified account, you could be like, all right, this is probably
yeah, so
on.
that was drive me a little nuts when I posted about it, and some people kind of understandably, I guess, going, oh well, let's wait until we find out official confirmation. I'm assuming that's what their voices are saying.
That's how they told like Marvin the Martian in your mind.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, let's wait till we hear the verification about Richard Belzer. Hmm.
yes, that's what they sound like.
But
So yeah,
yeah,
so that was driving me a little nuts. I was like, okay, I don't want to like argue with strangers on the internet
no.
now. So I'm just gonna back away I'm gonna log out for a while
Yeah,
until there is an official confirmation that will satisfy these people, hopefully. And
yeah,
I think that was good for me to do for my own sanity, you know?
yeah, absolutely. I just think like for a lot of people, there's just so much misinformation out there. No one knows what to trust or who to trust. So they're all,
Yeah, yeah.
but
I think it has created a natural skepticism in many people. And it's yeah. And I mean, and certainly that stuff has happened before. I remember when like Tanya Roberts passed, it was like I think reported a little prematurely and then she actually passed like a day or two after it was initially reported. So it was really weird and it's an odd thing and
hmm,
um but yeah, no, I was a big fan of Belzer. Homicide: Life on the Street. If you have not seen it, people, check it out. And unfortunately, it's not streaming anywhere, but it is available on DVD and I think Blu-ray. And it is like one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And he's a big reason why.
yeah,
And he wrote a few books too. He's had a book, UFOs, JFK, and Elvis: Conspiracies You Don't Have to Be Crazy to Believe. That's a pretty good read where he like lays out a lot of the basics of like the Kennedy assassination and
yeah,
stuff like that because he was a big conspiracy buff in life.
yeah,
He
yeah,
wrote a couple novels.
yeah. I think I read somewhere also he toured with Warren Zevon, like he opened for him when he was when.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, he wrote. He really had an interesting life. He wrote a couple books. One called "I Am Not a Cop" and another one called "I Am Not a Psychic," where it's basically about him solving mysteries. Him, the actor Richard Belzer, and I read the first one. I haven't read the second one, although I have had a copy for a few years. And yeah, Belzer does kung fu. What more do you need to know?
He
Go
does?
find that book. He does kung fu in the book.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
thought you meant like in real life he did kung fu.
I don't know if he did it in real life, but here's an interesting anecdote about Richard Belzer. And we will get to the topic of this podcast
Yep.
at some point. I realize we're going on a bit, but Belzer hosted a show called Hot Properties, and sometime in like I think it was the early '80s, uh, he had uh, Hulk Hogan and Mr. T on there to promote the first WrestleMania. So I guess it was around like 1985. I think that's when WrestleMania started.
Sounds about right.
And I think Belzer was kind of ribbing Hulk Hogan about like wrestling being fake, and this is they weren't as open about it in those days. So like Hulk Hogan like puts Belzer in a sleeper hold to demonstrate,
Okay.
and like you can find this clip online, and it is something to see. And Belzer just like goes out and he drops like a rock on the floor, and he like I believe actually was knocked out, lost consciousness,
Oh,
and
that's not good.
yeah, and there was a lawsuit.
Hmm.
Um,
You think?
Belzer sued Hogan, Mr. T, and I think the WWE or WWF at that point, and they eventually reached a settlement. And I think part of that was a confidentiality clause, but Belzer did buy a villa in France sometime around 1990.
Damn.
So yeah, he got some Hulk Hogan money, son.
He got some villa money for. Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, so that's an interesting Richard Belzer story,
All right.
I
So
think.
yeah. So the question is, would you let Hulk Hogan put you in a sleeper hold till you lose consciousness if you knew you were going to get a villa in France out of it at the end?
Intentionally? No, probably not, because yeah, apparently like if his head hit the wrong way or he could have very easily died from that apparently.
Oh shit!
Um,
All right. Well,
yeah.
well, now I can't make jokes about it. Great.
No, you can never ever make jokes about it. Oh, and speaking of jokes, he also has a comedy album called Another Lone Nut, which is a very clever title because yeah, he was a conspiracy person and also he had only one testicle.
Wait, what? When did that happen? Oh,
I believe he had like testicular cancer and he
oh,
lost it.
well, now I can't make fun of that either. Damn it.
Well, he did. Why
Okay.
can't you?
Yeah, I guess so. I was gonna say,
The man titled his comedy album "Another Lone Nut." I think he was okay
oh, okay.
with making jokes about it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, how come he only has one nut? Did like Hulk Hogan choke out the other one? And
I don't know. I don't want to get into his personal life, but
choking out your nut, brother.
I don't want that mental image.
Why not? It's
But
funny.
very sorry to hear that. Our condolences to all his friends, family, and fans.
Yeah.
Um, it's a drag.
R.I.P. Richard Belzer.
Yeah, love that guy. Love that guy.
Absolutely. All right.
Um,
Well, you know what else we love? The movie we're talking about today.
we do. You suggested this as sort of a tie-in for Valentine's Day, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. Yeah, we're not gonna like screw up and miss our closest show to Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we figure, hey, it's love, it's Valentine's. Let's talk about this movie, which
Right.
is I'm gonna say probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's pretty perfect. Like
Mhm.
the more I think about it, the more I think, yeah, this is kind of a perfect movie. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting into it. The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride, written by William Goldman, based on his novel, directed by Rob Reiner, our SNL connection. Billy Crystal's in the movie.
Hey,
So, you know.
and Christopher Guest.
And Christopher Guest. Yes, I shouldn't forget Christopher Guest either. And a pretty great cast. We got Carrie Elways, we got Robin Wright, and she has like an introducing credit at the end. I'd kind of
Hmm.
forgotten that. So was this her first movie? I guess it was.
I'll look it up. Yeah,
I mean, you usually don't get the end introducing thing unless it's like your first movie, or at least your first big movie.
that's true. That's true.
Um, the great Mandy Patinkin,
Oof. The,
uh,
the late great Andre the Giant,
Andre the Giant, fabulous in the movie.
Wallace Shaw.
Wallace Shawn. How can you not love Wallace Shawn, people?
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
who else? Who am I forgetting? Chris Sarandon.
yeah, he's in there.
Well, that sounded unenthusiastic.
No, he's fine. He's fine. I'm just
No, he's good. He's good. Carol Kane. Carol Kane is
yeah,
also in this movie. Mel Smith plays the albino. Um,
yeah.
Peter Cook. Peter Cook's in the movie.
Who I thought for the longest was Terry Jones from Monty Python. I swear.
I can see that. There's a bit of a resemblance there.
I,
Sure.
I was like, oh, it's the guy from Monty Python, and then
I mean, hey, as long as we're talking about people reminding us of other people in this movie, I thought Mel Smith looked a lot like John Belushi
oh,
in this movie, and which is kind of a mind fuck because Belushi had been dead for about 5 years when they made this movie. So it's not John Belushi unless something really weird's going on.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, but yeah, somehow and how they have him made up, he looks kind of like Belushi to me.
I thought he was like looked more like a Robbie Coltrane. I thought it was him for a little bit.
I can see that. I can see that. Sure.
But yeah, Belushi, I could definitely see that as well.
Mm-hmm. Who else? Fred Savage and Peter Falk. We got Columbo up in this joint.
Yeah, the late great Peter Falk, which is another thing. That's one of the things I think is interesting about this film. The way it's like a movie within a movie. Like it gets introduced as this grandfather telling his grandson who's sick in bed a story, and then it goes and he narrates the story, and then we go into the story. So it's like I thought it was a very interesting way to play it.
That's a cool way to do it. Have you ever read the book?
I have not.
I have not read the book either. I've heard about the book, and I actually bought a copy of the book ages ago, and I never got around to reading it. But I had a girlfriend who was like really into Princess Bride. She told me a lot about the book, and I know the book. It's longer and it goes into more detail, and it goes into more, I think, kind of digressions. And the conceit of the book, I know, is it's supposed to be like based on a true story or based on a real legend or something. And what the fictional author of the book did, and it's like Morgenstern, I think was his name, like Morgenstern, something like that. He takes it or William Goldman takes it and he cuts out all the boring parts. So it's kind of like supposed to be a boiled down version. And apparently William Goldman would get letters from people like not realizing that this was kind of a joke or part of the conceit of the book. And they were
Oh.
asking, "Oh, do you have that unabridged version? We'd love to read that." And he'd be like, "No, no, you really don't want to read it. It goes all into like tax stuff about the country of Florin." And yeah,
Oh, I see. So okay, got it. So he just chopped out the fat and left in all the juicy bits.
right, right. And there are like funny footnotes in there. I really need to like sit down and actually read this book someday. I
Okay.
hear it's good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I've never read the book, but I guess I should because I really do love this movie. I think.
Hmm.
I mean, one of the things I kind of like about it is I mean, in its essence, it is a child's movie for kids, but it is genuinely really funny and like adults are. It has like that type of humor that adults can
Well,
get, and has like
yeah,
adult.
I think there's things that can entertain both kids and adults, and you enjoy it in like a different way or at a different level.
Yeah, and I think there's like the dialogue in this thing is pretty sharp as for a
Yeah.
kids movie. It's actually it's mostly there's a lot more dialogue than action in this thing, but it doesn't like
Hmm.
feel like it's dragging in any way at all. And also like the big thing I like about it is a lot of these jokes in it kind of have like a British humor type of sensibility to it.
Yeah.
Like
Huh.
for every time I watch it, I was like, oh, that kind of feels like something I would have heard in like a Monty Python show or something like that. But it's not
Hmm.
like for the most part, from what I know, this is a pretty American cast and a pretty American film. So there aren't too many British people in this film, but it still feels it has like a
Yeah.
British type of sensibility
I mean,
to it.
Carrie Elways is
Well,
British, but
yeah,
yeah, most everybody else is putting on an accent of some kind. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
which is probably why I
so
thought Terry Jones was in this thing when he's clearly not.
sure, sure.
Malwares.
Yeah, but yeah, fun movie. We got the young lovers. We got Wesley and Buttercup,
Hmm.
who like he starts out. He's working for her. He's like her farmhand, I guess,
Farm boy.
farm boy, and she makes all the requests to him. And whenever he says "as you wish," that actually means "I love you."
Yeah, they fall in love immediately.
Well, I mean, but I think it works because
Yeah,
Carrie Elways and Robin Wright, they do have a real chemistry together.
yeah,
And yeah, the movie doesn't really work unless you believe that Wesley and Buttercup love each other and are meant to be together.
yeah.
But I think they pull that off really well and really easily. And it's all about the screen chemistry.
Yeah, like they do fall in love very quickly, but like the way they play it, you do buy. It's like, oh yeah, of course they're star-crossed lovers. Of course they're meant.
Yeah, I mean, they play the love stuff with sincerity, which I think you really need to do if you're going to
Absolutely.
buy into that. And then like Wesley disappears. He goes off. He's thought to be dead, and so Buttercup's heartbroken. She agrees to marry
The Prince Humperdinck.
Prince Humperdinck. Thank you. I was blanking on the character name, and that's
Humper,
Chris Sarandon.
Humperdinck. Humperdinck.
And he's kind of lame. Um,
Humperdinck. He's a big old bag of lame.
he's a big old bag of lame. And then we got the three. I nearly called them the three amigos. Like we got Fezzik, we got Indigo Montoya, and what's the name of Wallace Shawn's character?
Vizini.
Vizini, who's a Sicilian.
Yes.
You never bet against a Sicilian when death
When
is on.
death is on the line. Sorry. This is probably also like I love quoting this movie all the time.
Very quotable movie. Yeah,
Like me and my friends quote this movie. Oh, we did for like nonstop for like a good year or two. It's pretty.
it's one of the most quotable movies. I mean, you got this, you got Casablanca, you got I don't know, Jerry Maguire. Um, a lot of quotes from this movie.
A lot of quotes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we have those three guys who are fantastic in this film, and then
yeah.
they kidnap the princess, and they
Hmm.
also stage it to look like somebody from a neighboring kingdom kidnapped the princess. So
Right, because Prince Humperdinck wants to start a war with that kingdom.
right, we learn later on that Humperdinck hired Vizini to kidnap the princess
Yeah,
because he really wants to start a war with the neighboring kingdom. For
he's up to no good. That one.
I'm not sure why he wants to start a war. They never really clarified that, but just
They're fun.
shits and giggles,
It helps the economy. I guess I don't
Mm,
know.
very true, very true.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know. He's got a reason. Do you need a reason to start a war? Do really?
Nah, whatever. 99 Luft balloons. Do it.
Yeah, there you go. They sent a spy balloon over or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Ah, yes, absolutely.
Topical.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah. So then we see them kidnap the princess, set it up to make like a neighboring
mhm,
kingdom did it,
right.
and of course,
And then there's this mysterious guy chasing after them who's dressed like Zorro,
yes,
um, like eerily like Zorro,
eerily.
which they never really explain or address. That's just how he dresses. But that was very intentional, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. No, well, that's what I was reading on the IMDb trivia,
Oh,
and
okay,
they wouldn't lie to me.
okay. No,
Uh,
of course not.
so yeah, and it turns out that it's Wesley. Spoiler alert. Um,
Gasp.
I'm very impressed with how they cut the mask on Carrie Elwes. They must have taken like a mold of his face or something because it fits him beautifully, and never is like sliding around his eyes or anything. It doesn't. Whoever did the mask, I'm
Mm.
assuming somebody in the costuming department. Nice job.
Good mask work.
Yeah, fits them very well, and they're very stylish. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
Yes.
We're in the present.
Yes.
Maybe
It.
not as many people wearing them in the present as should be. I mean, I don't want to
Mm.
get all political, but
Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. Making about politics.
but there's a reason I still have a cough. Let me just say
Oh
that.
dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Where were we? Great sword fight. Great. I mean, one of like the top 5 cinematic sword fights, I think.
Yeah, because I think we get to the point where they reach the cliffs of insanity,
Right.
where and we have Fezzik pulling up Vizini, Indigo, and the princess all by himself because he's able to pull them up the cliffs by a rope, and we see the man in black following against, following to chase them.
Not Johnny Cash, but they call him the Men
Yes,
in Black.
yes,
Um,
it's not Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. It's
yeah.
the man in black.
I mean, not that I wouldn't want to watch any of those movies. I would 100% pay to see a version of The Princess Bride, but with just Johnny Cash instead of Carrie Elwes.
Oh,
Um,
when he gets hurt, he sings "I Hurt Myself Today." It's pretty good.
there you go. There you go.
Uh-huh.
I mean, come on, that's entertaining. It writes itself, really.
Come on.
Uh, but it's a great sword fight. I know they were trained by, I believe the guy's name was Bob Anderson, who's like one of the fencing instructors, especially for movies. He did the fight choreography for the Star Wars movies,
Mm.
and all sorts of stuff. And Peter Diamond was the other trainer. Uh,
Yeah.
Between them, they'd been in the Olympics, worked on James Bond, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm sorry, I started reading too soon.
Oh boy.
Star Wars film. They coached Errol Flynn and Burt Lancaster.
That makes sense because Mandy
Yeah,
Patinkin looks straight up like Errol Flynn in this movie.
yeah, he does. I mean, well. I mean, so does Carrie Elways.
Mm.
They both got the pencil thin mustache
Mm.
thing going on. I mean, they both look like classic swashbucklers. And
Stunning.
it's a great sword fight. It's a 3 minute, 10-second sword fight. I remember, like in high school, I did fencing, and we had one day where we just like watched a bunch of the great sword fights from movies, and this was one of the ones we watched.
Oh wow, I didn't know you were a fencer. That's interesting.
It was being the operative term. Yeah,
Okay.
I did it for in high school, and then a little ways into college, and then I didn't really have anybody to keep it up with, so
Uh,
it kind of fell by the wayside.
there were no more
Um,
worlds to conquer.
yeah, exactly. No, but I never got to the point where I was like doing tournaments or anything. It was just like kind of getting together and
Uh,
fencing with other people in the class.
fencing for fun.
Yeah, exactly. I
Okay.
mean, my commercial art teacher in high school was also a fencing instructor, so that was kind of how I got.
Oh, neat.
Um,
Wow.
and it was fun. It was fun. There was a lot
Okay.
of people in my circle and stuff. But yeah, I remember we watched this. I brought in the sword fight from the end of the Mark of Zorro with Tyrone Power and Basil Rathbone. That's a great sword fight. If you've never seen
Ooh.
it, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
And there's a movie called Scaramouche, which apparently was inspiration for this sword fight, and that's some people say that's the best sword fight ever in a movie.
Oh, that's like the word that they say in Bohemian Rhapsody. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, do the fandango, right?
That is correct. Yes,
Hey,
you just say that word.
see, I'm cultured.
Yeah.
I know things.
Um, yeah. So I mean, so they worked really hard on this sword fight. Apparently, it took them a better part of a week to shoot it.
Yeah, I can see
And,
it is a quite impressive sword fight. I also
yeah.
like how, like, as they're fighting, they're also talking to each other. It's like, oh, I see
Mhm.
you're skilled in Capafetto. I need to come. You think I'd combat with the Amagi or something like that?
Right, right. And the great moment in there is where Mandy Patinkin, he switches hands. They both start fencing left-handed, and then midway through the fight, Mandy Patinkin switches. He's like, "Hey, I know something you don't." And, oh, what is that? I'm not really left-handed. Boom, switches to his right hand, and he's fighting with that. And then Carrie Elway says, "Well, I have something you don't know. I'm not left-handed either," and he switches to his right. I mean, it's just a great fight,
Yeah,
and it's so much fun.
I also like how they actually have, like, throughout the sword fight, they actually have, like, respect for each other. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
they're not. It's not like they're enemies or anything. It's like, oh, hey, you're very good. You're very good
There's a
too.
mutual admiration going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do genuinely like each other, and they're just fighting because of circumstances. Because Mandy's working for a bad guy.
Right, he's just paying the bills. It's not anything personal. And
Yeah,
also, of course, this is where Mandy announces that since he was a kid, he's been looking for the man that killed his father, the man with
right,
the 6 fingers on his hand.
right.
And of course,
Very convenient when
yeah,
the person who has wronged you has some sort of physical
mm,
abnormality.
it's like the fugitive.
Exactly, it's like the fugitive. You're looking for the one-armed man. You're looking for the six-fingered man. I mean, I would hate for somebody to like kill one of my family members just in general. But I would also hate for them to kill one of my family members and then not have anything distinctive about their appearance. I'm like, not an eye patch or anything, really?
Yeah, like a tattoo or
I
something.
mean, I mean, couldn't their murderer be somebody with a peg leg or something?
Yes, a peg leg.
That's what you want. So when you're going from town to town to track them down, you can just be like, "Hey, was there a guy with a peg leg here? No, okay, I will move on."
Oh, yeah. Was there a pirate here that was just jar horroring down the street?
Right.
Because I'm hoping there was.
Yeah. I mean that's just fun in general.
Absolutely.
Unless they killed one of your relatives, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Then yeah, fun. Then fun times over.
Right. Right.
Uh,
So yeah. So he says like he fantasizes about meeting the man who killed his father back in the day, like 20 years ago, and he's fantasizes about coming up to him and says, "Hello, my name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Um,
which is probably one of the most badass things you could say, just as you're about to kill the man that killed your father.
yeah, it is. It
It,
is pretty awesome, and Mandy Patinkin. I mean, of course,
yeah,
performed
he's.
a lot of. This is like his favorite role ever.
I
He's
I can see why. Hell, if I got to play this part, this would be my favorite role ever.
Yeah,
It's
I
fuck
mean, you got to do sword fights. You got to be like this charming, dashing swashbuckler dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
dude.
that's got to be fun.
This is like your Han Solo.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and hey, Gary Elways has a lot of fun stuff to do too. He gets to dress up like Zora for most of the movie. He gets to make out with Robin Wright, which that's
Hey now,
gonna be okay. Um,
it's gonna be all right.
yeah, apparently they actually did have an interest in each other during this movie. I don't
Oh,
think they ever did anything in real life, but yeah, but
oh,
that helps.
interesting. All
I
right,
think.
I did not know that.
Um, And yeah, I mean, a lot of I keep coming back to how good the cast is in this movie because
It's
like everybody's just really good in this.
it's a pretty solid cast. I mean, like Andre the Giant is good in this. Like I think this is
Yeah,
probably his first role, if not mistaken.
yeah. Well, apparently, like William Goldman had him in mind when he wrote the book, like back in I think it was like the late '70s or something.
Oh wow,
And for the longest time, he couldn't do the role because of his wrestling schedule. He was a professional wrestler,
right.
and like at first and their backup choice was Arnold Schwarzenegger, but by the time they finally were getting the movie made, Schwarzenegger had become a star and they couldn't afford him. And then they went back to Andre the Giant, and he had a conflict because he was doing like a wrestling match in China that it was paying him a lot of money. But then that got canceled for some reason, so his schedule was freed, so he could do Fezzik.
Hooray! And I'm glad
Hooray!
he did because I mean he's a solid Fezzik. Like
Yeah,
he's the big brutish man, but he's also, you can see he's like a gentle giant. He's a heart of gold.
he's lovable. He's lovable. Yeah, and interestingly, like he had just had back surgery, Andre the Giant, before they did the movie, so he couldn't really lift all the stuff they had his character lifting and doing over the course of the movie. So he's like doubled in some shots, or like when Carrie Elways is on his back, Carrie Elways is actually standing on some sort of ramp that's off camera because they couldn't really make too many demands of him because he was in a delicate state still.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a thing I read.
Wow, wait.
By the way, speaking of Andre the Giant, if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, look up Jason Segel, Andre the Giant, SNL, and prepare to see one of the most underrated SNL sketches ever.
Anybody want a peanut?
Where Andre the Giant orders ice cream because like Jason Segel does a killer Andre the Giant impression.
It's one of the most unsung impressions I've seen a celebrity
Yeah,
do.
he does it briefly in "I Love You, Man," but I mean, that SNL sketch is where you want to go. It's just Jason Segel as Andre the Giant, and they made him up to look a fair amount like him. Jason Segel's a pretty tall guy to begin with, and he does the voice perfectly. I mean, like that, but much better, like 10 million times better.
It's very good.
Yeah,
It's pretty solid.
he's like, ooh, what kind of ice cream do I want today? Oh. Yeah, I mean, just you just know, like Jason Segel spent hours
Yeah.
perfecting this.
This was his white whale. It's like, I need to
Yeah,
get this
yeah,
down right. And all right, well, let's talk about the third member of our crew. Wallace Shaw as Vizzini, who is just.
yeah. Wallace Shawn. I mean,
what's there to say about this? Like this scene where the Man in Black finally gets to Vizzini because
yeah,
he was able to take down Fezzik in a
yeah,
chokehold, and so now it becomes like a battle of wits because Indigo is, he's good with the sword.
yeah.
Fezzik is the man with the strength.
Right,
Vizzini is the mastermind, the brains.
right.
So that's where we get into this battle of wits,
Mm-hmm.
where the Man in
And,
Black.
and Vizzini truly has a dizzying intellect.
Yes, you heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates,
Yeah,
morons.
morons.
God. I don't know what. It's the way he says it. It's just like
I
hilarious.
mean, Wallace Shawn is just so good in this movie. And that scene in particular, I mean, you miss him after he's gone from the movie. Uh,
Yeah,
you kind of wish he could have stuck around longer.
like the way he just plays like that incredulous, because he's like a short little guy, but he talks to Fezzik and Indigo, who are much taller than him, just like with this disdain in his voice. It's
Yeah,
like when Mr.
yeah,
Spacely screamed at George Jetson. It's like
yes,
that,
hmm hmm
unemployed in Greenland, like stuff
yeah,
like that. It's just like there's something hilarious
yeah,
about that.
yeah. And like the other person they were considering for this part was Danny DeVito, which I
Mm,
I could totally see him playing the part too, and I'm sure he would have been great in his own way. But I'm glad that we got to see Wallace Shawn play the part.
I think so.
It was
Wow,
great.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but Dan DeVito would have been good too. But yeah, like, he still
Yeah,
has that Jersey, New York kind of demeanor and accent. I don't know how
I
that.
mean, it would have been a very different uh Vizzini, but still in the same ballpark. I think.
Yeah, like, oh, princess, bring it over here.
Like I wanted to look in on the parallel universe where it was Danny DeVito.
Mm.
But
Sliding doors.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's if I ever develop the ability to look into parallel universes,
Mm.
that's what I'm going to do it. Use.
Yes,
I'm going to look at all the alternate versions of movies I love
the
where the casting went a different way.
yes, the multiverse.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, how great of a run did Rob Reiner have in like the 80s and early 90s? I mean,
Oh,
he did Spinal Tap, he did this, he did Misery, he did A Few Good Men,
when Harry met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally. I mean,
Yo,
I'm probably forgetting something else. I mean, it's just a killer run,
yeah, he.
and in different genres too. I mean, it's pretty amazing stuff, man.
It really is. Like, he was really on a roll there, and like the fact
Yeah,
that there were all the movies are like so different from one another,
right.
eh, but they're all still fantastic. I was like,
And
dude,
they're all like classics in their genres. I mean, A Few Good Men, it's one of the all time great courtroom dramas. Misery, it's one of the all time great horror or suspense movies. Uh, when Harry Met Sally, it was one of the all time great romantic comedies. We've covered that on the
we
podcast.
have.
Spinal Tap, which we've also covered on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean that launched the mockumentary fucking
Yeah,
genre.
yeah. I mean, that became half of Christopher Guest's career after that. And I'm not saying that in a disparaging way, but yeah, like Rob Reiner was the guy who kind of did that.
Yeah,
So
no, it's pretty
yeah,
fantastic. Pretty
pretty
fantastic.
fantastic stuff.
Our tip of the hat to you, Mr. Reiner.
Mr. Reiner, we love you.
But yeah, so at this point, they're doing the game of wits.
Yeah,
Two goblets full of wine. One of them has iocane, which is a strong poison, and then
right,
he has to guess which one has it, and they both drink, and whoever is alive is the victor. And
right.
then
And
yeah, then
Vizzini kind of outsmarts himself here. He
yeah,
just kind of he's like, well, because of this, I clearly will not choose the chalice in front of you, and because of this, I clearly won't choose the one in front of me. And then he like switches it around, and
yeah, iocane is from Australia, and Australia is full of thieves and looters who are not used to trusting each other. So therefore, you would have put the goblet away from me. Therefore, I cannot drink the one in front of me.
yeah.
It's oh my god, the way he
And we
plays
had
it.
a brilliant line about the two big rules: one, never get involved with a land war in Asia, and two, never go up against a Sicilian when death is on the line. I mean, such great
I
dialogue.
was like, I've
Well,
never heard of either one of those things, but it's hilarious.
William Goldman is just one of the all-time great writers, and particularly one of the great screenwriters. He wrote
All the President's Men.
Butch and Sundance.
Uh,
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
I wrote it down. He wrote Chaplin.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. He's
And he wrote like one of the great books about screenwriting.
oh yeah. Oh, and Misery. He wrote Misery.
He wrote Misery. They worked together again. Look at that. So yeah, I mean, just everybody at the top of their game, just all these stupendously talented people getting together. I mean, it's just, man, if you haven't seen The Princess Bride, get off your
Yeah,
ass.
what are you even doing, man? What are you
What are
doing
you
with your
doing with your life?
you son of a bitch?
Come on, get it together, for
Oh
God's sakes.
God!
There's a really sweet story about how he came up with the title of the novel. William Goldman asked his daughters what they wanted in terms of ideas for his next novel, and one of them said, "Write a book about a princess," and the other one said, "Write a book about a bride." So he put those together in the Princess Bride.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, and it's like, and apparently that's his favorite thing that he ever wrote. And yeah, so it's really nice that he got to adapt the movie,
Oh,
adapt it into a movie too. I think that's pretty great.
that's fantastic.
We
Yay.
haven't talked about the framing sequence. There's a cool framing sequence of Fred Savage as a sick kid. I mean, it's a really young Fred Savage because it's like pre-Wonder Years Fred Savage.
Yeah, this is before Wonder Years. Wow, he's like a little
Yeah,
just a little kid.
and and Peter Falk comes in as his beloved grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And a fun game I like to play whenever Peter Falk is in a movie is just pretend that he's playing Columbo and he's about to bust somebody else in the movie for murder. So in this movie, I guess Fred Savage is a murderer.
Just one more thing, grandson.
Yeah. I mean, I think they should have filmed an alternate ending with him just taking Fred Savage in.
Right. Like, I noticed your father's not around. Did you murder him?
Yeah.
Like, you got me, Grandpa.
I'm sorry, Shira. I think you're going to be revealed to be a sex pest in like 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly, I guess I should say.
Allegedly, yeah. I guess allegedly.
But I think there's a reason he's not involved with the Party Down revival.
Yikes.
Yeah, apparently, old Kevin Arnold did some creepy stuff.
Oh boy, yeah.
Which you hate to hear it.
I know. I actually rewatched the last two seasons of Party Down to get ready for the reboot, and it's
Yeah.
It's still, I like it. Still like it. Still holds up.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it again like last summer, I think, so it's still fairly fresh in my mind. Still holds up beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, there's somebody from SNL. Maybe we could talk. Actually, no, there is. I think I read Bobby Moynihan's going to be in an episode.
Well,
So
there you go. Hey, all
hey,
right.
now we're
Well, hey, yeah. If we want, yeah, let's do an episode about Party Down, man.
yeah,
Um,
fuck yeah,
let's do that the next break week. Um,
let's do
that's
it.
premiering on the 24th. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure we'll be watching it. We'll get our Stars subscriptions ready.
Yeah, and then we'll get rid of them immediately
We'll
after
get rid of them immediately.
the moment we've seen the last episode of the.
Is it okay? I'm sorry about the Party Down digression, but is it? Are they? They're probably not dropping all the episodes at once, right? They're like it's like a week to week thing,
It
right?
is a week-to-week thing. It's only 6 episodes, which kind of
Okay.
bums me out. But
Well,
yeah,
we got to time this out right. I'm probably going to wait a few weeks, then do the. You can usually do like a free sample week or something, and
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to be watching it right away, but I'm going to be watching it as soon as I can.
That's the way to go. That's the way.
Yeah, that's the way to go. But I did read recently they're doing a deal where it's like I think you can get 6 months of Stars for $20, which
Ooh,
if you can swing that, that's a good idea. Sounds like a pretty good deal.
not too shabby. Not too shabby.
And um, I think they have other programming besides Party Down.
I've heard.
I think Spartacus. I think that was them. So
Yeah, they gotta have something else there.
and I hear there's a lot of nudity in that show. So if you're into
Mm.
nudity, that might be a good show for you.
You like boobs? Hey,
Yeah.
watch
And I
Spartacus.
think Spartacus is coming back. I think they just announced that was coming back.
All right,
Uh,
all right. You
so,
talked me into it.
yeah.
All right, fantastic.
So
All right. So, oh wait, hey, Princess Bride. We're talking about that.
Princess Bride. No nudity in Princess Bride. That's
None.
about the only strike against it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we could talk about the Dread Pirate Roberts
yeah.
backstory, which I thought was pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Sure. It's yeah. We find out that the masked man is actually Wesley, who was long thought dead.
Gasp.
And he was thought to be killed by the Dread Pirate Roberts when he was out sailing around the world. But he's actually took over for the Dread Pirate Roberts because the Dread Pirate Roberts is like this generational thing, and each one passes the identity on to a new person.
Right. As it turns out, the guy that he thought was the Dread Pirate Robert wasn't the Dread Pirate Robert. He
Right.
got handed that title from the guy who took over his ship, and that guy
Right.
wasn't the Dread Pirate Roberts either. I said like the real Dread
Right.
Pirate Roberts actually retired like 15 years ago, and he just passes on the name. Which
Yeah, which I mean,
yeah, I thought that's pretty damn clever.
pretty good way to do it. Just
Yeah.
trade on the reputation, and they got it all worked out. Like the one guy stays on as the first mate of the new Dread Pirate Roberts. They get a whole new crew, so nobody knows the real deal. And then eventually the first mate just leaves and retires. And
Boom.
yeah,
It's a good deal.
and the other one has fun pirating and stuff. And but they seem very nice. So I don't know if there's like a whole lot of raping and pillaging going on.
Yeah.
I'm assuming not.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm assuming they're nice pirates and they only go after people who deserve it.
that's what I'm going to tell myself.
I'm assuming they have some sort of screening process so that they aren't doing like hideously evil stuff off screen.
Yeah, I'm sure they're saying, please and thank you before they pillage. It's like, excuse me,
Yeah.
ma'am, may I please burn down your home and take all your belongings? Thank
Oh,
you.
so glad with how that sentence ended.
Yeah, I didn't want to go too dark. I didn't want it to get
Yeah,
too gross.
yeah,
I was like,
that would have been a dark place.
see, that's growth. I'm showing growth.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we found this little Dread Pirates Robbers thing. Well, let's talk about some other characters. Like Christopher Guest as Count Rugen. That's always interesting too.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher Guest, he's so good in this role, and he's so different from his other performances. I had to like kind of remind myself halfway through. I was like, "This is Nigel Tufnell here."
Yeah,
You know,
that's
this
true.
is the guy from Spinal Tap. This is and I mean, just looking at it cold, you kind of forget that.
Yeah, because he kind of plays it like almost like he's like a sociopath. Like he's not funny in it at all. He's playing it
He's very deadpan.
very
Yeah.
yeah. It's more. I mean, he's sort of funny, but it's more like deadpan, but also very
Right.
strict and stern type of
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah. I mean, the character is a pretty humorless guy. So,
Right.
but he is very funny playing the humorless guy.
Yes, very much so. And he's pretty much the right hand man of Prince Humperdinck, and
Right.
that's where this is where we find out Humperdinck actually had Vizzini kidnap the princess so he could start the war,
Hmm.
and so now it looks.
Plans within schemes within plans
Mm,
within plots, I guess.
yeah, pretty much. And then after, he and so the count and the prince are on on the tail of trying to find the princess. They meet up with the princess and Wes after princess and Wesley get through the fire swamp where they get around the lightning sand and ROUSs, rodents of unusual size, which are
Rodent.
fucking terrifying. Those big ass rats.
I mean, those hold up pretty well. It's just apparently they were just like little people in costumes, but
Oh, really?
because it was a practical effect, it holds up really well. It's not like these cheesy special effects from the 80s that just don't hold up at all. It still works just as well as it did back in the day, I think.
Yeah, those things like they genuinely look like giant ass rats. I'm still terrified of those things. Like
Yeah.
things is fucking big as greyhounds or something. My God. Uh,
So, yeah.
yeah. So the prince and the count meet up with Wes and the princess. The princess says like, if you don't hurt him, I'll go back with you. Just take him back
Right.
to his pirate ship, which is on the other side of
Yeah.
the land. And the prince,
Because she loves him so much.
ooh, mwah, mwah,
She loves him.
mwah.
I mean, it's like, I mean, Darren told me before we started there wasn't going to be kissing in this podcast, but um, there is some kissing in this movie.
Maybe when you get older, you might not mind kissing so much.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Uh,
But yeah, so the prince says, yes, I'll spare his life, don't worry. And of course, he immediately tells Count, yeah, throw him in the pit of despair, like the moment
yeah,
he gets there.
not a good guy. Not a
No,
good guy.
a real POS,
Yes.
some would
Yes.
say.
Yes.
And of course, as the prince takes the princess back home, Wesley, he already knows what's going to happen. You know, he tells him, we are men of action, lies do not become us. And then he says he notices that the count has 6 fingers on his hand. It's like, oh, I saw there was a friend of mine looking for you.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
Yep,
Plot point. Plot point.
that's right. And of course, he knocks him out on the head.
Yeah.
Wesley wakes up in the pit of despair, and we
Hmm.
have the albino, played by Mel Smith,
Mel Smith.
trying
Yes.
to revive him, bring him back to life. And they also have like a nice joke in here where Wesley asks, "Where am I?" And he says, "The pit of despair." Yep. Oh, you're in the pit of despair. You're not getting out alive.
Yeah. Yeah. That. I mean, that's a great gag.
I really laughed at that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, and this is skipping ahead a bit, but you know, the priest at the wedding ceremony, played by the great Peter Cook.
Let's get into this.
Like, I mean, he just there's this pause, and you think he's going to say something portentous and important, and he just goes marriage, and he's got the just most wonderful speech pattern.
Yeah, I don't know why he chose to speak like it's hilarious. I love it, but
It's so funny though. Yeah,
it is. But still, like marriage is what brings us here together
yeah.
today. That dream within a dream. It's so damn funny that voice.
It's just great stuff, and you know, I mean, Peter Cook, he's just one of the all time great comedic actors. So he just, of course, nails it.
Yeah, like to this day, like my friends, like if we go to a wedding,
Yeah,
it's inevitable somebody will be like,
somebody's saying
"Hey,
marriage
bitch," yeah,
at some point during the day.
and love, true, well,
Yeah,
God, oh, warms my heart, warms my heart,
yeah, it warms your heart.
warms my heart.
So let's see. Is Wesley dead yet? I think he's dead now, right?
Not quite. Well, at this point, he's in the.
He's getting close to dead.
He's
Or
getting
he's
close to
close
the.
to mostly dead.
Yes. Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this point he's still in the pit of despair. The prince tells his men that the people in the neighboring kingdom want to try to kill his wife before
The
the
wedding.
wedding. So he sends his men off into the thieves' forest to vacate the entire forest and round up anybody and arrest anybody. I guess
As you do.
just
Yeah.
in-
As you do when you have an evil scheme.
yeah.
You do evil stuff, you lie about the evil stuff. Humperdinck lies to Buttercup. He says, I'm sending my 4 fastest ships out to search for your beloved. And later she catches him in a lie when he's like, hey, after we get married, we're going to have a thing where my entire fleet is going to do this. And she's like, well, except for your 4 fastest ships. And he's like, oh, shit. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
that was a thing I said. All right. Yes.
Yeah. So
Crap.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, the King's Men, they form a brute squad.
I'm not going to kill you as soon as we're married.
No, not
I'm not actually evil.
blood on my hands, not me.
Nope. I'm just gonna shuffle out of here.
So
I'm gonna casually whistle now.
yeah. So the President's Men, they form a brute squad. They they attack everybody in the forest, and but
Right.
they're having a trouble with one drunk Spaniard, and of course that Spaniard is our good friend Indigo, because Indigo's drunk, says he's waiting for Vizzini.
Right.
And at this point, we find out Fezzik is on the brute squad, so he meets up with Indigo. The two of them reunite.
Tells him Fezzik's dead.
Right.
Or Vizzini's dead. Yeah.
Right, and he tells him about the Count, about the man, the six-fingered man. So his
Yes.
search is over.
Yes.
So
And that piques Indigo's interest. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go check this out.
There will be blood tonight.
Yeah, there's stuff going on, but he's still very drunk.
Yes, still.
So he has to get dipped into a bunch of buckets of water.
Right.
I think one's hot and one's cold. I think that's what they were doing. I think I saw one was steaming.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I think that's what was going on. Yeah. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, because that seems like it's an effective way to do it, right?
I guess. I mean, I've been drunk many times. I never thought to dunk my head in a hot pot of water and a cold pot of water.
But I think that would make you alert. I think that would bring you to your senses fairly quick.
I just drink a cup of coffee and hope for the best. But yeah, okay.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Well,
So the two of them try to plan a way to get to the six-fingered man. Like you said, the princess confronts Prince about about the ships. He's like, oh, they won't come. But then the princess like, my Wesley will come for me. I love him, and I'll never love you. And
I love him.
yeah, and she basically tells him off. That gets the prince all hot and bothered and upset. He goes,
and not in that fun way.
Yeah, not the horny way. So then he goes to the pit of despair where Wesley is strapped to something called the machine. Which is supposed to suck off a year of his life.
That must have taken him a long time to come up with that.
Yeah. Welcome to the machine. And so like they tried the machine, they put it at the lowest setting, and it caused him to be in great pain.
Yes.
So the prince being all upset, being like, oh, well, see how much your princess loves you now when you're in super duper pain. And then he cranked the thing all the way up to like 50. And then he's just like screaming in agonizing pain, just like straight up.
Everybody in the kingdom was like, what the hell is going on there?
Yeah, exactly. Like, people from miles away are like, the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then that's where Fezzik and Indigo hear it as well. And they're like, oh, that must be him. That's the man in black.
See, all the plot points are coming together.
It's all coming together.
Like switch watch precision. I'm doing that little interlaced fingers thing. You can't see it because podcast, but I am doing it.
You are doing it, man. You're doing it. So basically they're Fezzik and Indigo, they find the pit of despair. They find Wesley dead. And of course, that's when the grandson interrupts. Like, what do you mean he's dead? Like, he's the hero. What do you mean dead? Like, who gets Humperdinck?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, Humperdinck lived.
Oh yeah. Fred Savage not happy about this development at all.
What kind of bullshit?
At all.
What kind of bullshit story is this, Grandpa?
He's like, well, who's gonna get Humperdinck? I mean, Humperdinck's somebody's got to get him, right?
Right. It's like, no, he lives. It's like the fuck is
Well,
this?
crap. I mean, what the f is that about?
Yeah.
That's yeah.
But yeah, so they decide to, yeah, they take the body, and then I think they try to take him. They take him to Miracle Max. Play.
Miracle Max. This is where our Billy Crystal comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You thought we forgot about him. We did not.
Nah, son.
Neither did the movie. Miracle Max, Billy Crystal, heavy makeup as an old man. He got his makeup guy from SNL for this.
Yes, yes, the Sammy Davis Jr. guy.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. He's like, "Do I get to put you in blackface again?" And Billy Crystal's like, "No, not so much this time around." And he's
Just
like, "I don't want the job." And
blackface
then
or bust.
he's like, "We'll figure out something racist to do later.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got you covered." What if I play him as an old Jew?
Yeah,
What about that?
yeah, because he does play Miracle Max. Very like, oh yeah, oh, yeah,
Very Jewish, very New York Jew.
yeah,
You
but
know, you feel like he's gonna have a nice brisket as soon as the
mm,
cameras stop rolling.
a nice MLT, the molten lettuce and tomato when the tomato's just ripe and the molten's lean. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. When I
Mutton,
say
Aaron.
molten, mutton.
You said molten.
All right, I didn't know. Whatever.
I don't know what kind of sandwich you're having,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
it is mutton, sir.
Okay. Apologies.
Yeah,
And yeah, and we get this really good scene between him and his wife Valerie, played by the great Carol Kane.
great Carol Kane.
Yeah.
Gotta love her. I mean, Taxi, Adam's Family values because she was only in the second one. She's going to be on Star Trek: Strange New Worlds soon.
Ooh.
I don't know how that's going to work, but that I'm sure that's going to be awesome. I mean, Carol Kane's just awesome.
She's good stuff. She's good
Yeah,
stuff. And I do like the little thing where we learn that Max was, he does work for the kingdom, but then the prince fired him, and because the prince
yeah,
fired him, that's the reason he's gonna try to bring back of Wesley just to humiliate him because like they
yeah. Just spite,
yes,
which I think that's a great reason to resurrect somebody.
it's a strong motivator.
Yeah, I mean that's
Petty
guilt
makes
and revenge
yeah
are just great,
mm,
great motivators.
petty makes the world go round. I've said this
It
time and
really
time
does.
again.
It really does.
Yeah, so Miracle Max makes him a miracle pill,
Hmm.
chocolate coated to make it go down smoother. And
Hmm.
yeah, they said, yeah, just give it to him. He should be okay. And then they go off to storm the castle.
Bye. Have fun
Mhm.
storming the castle. I'm not really doing the voice right, but
No, that's okay. But yeah,
you get the idea.
again, another quote from this movie is "Have fun storming the
Yep.
castle."
I think that was in the trailers, as I recall.
It
And
it definitely was. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, good stuff.
it's
Good
great
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, then they try to storm the castle. They don't have much. Wesley wakes up, but he can't move his body.
And Carrie Elways really leans into the limp body thing. I mean, he is killing it with the physical comedy there.
Yeah, because like they forced the pill down his throat. He
Right.
wakes up. He can
Hmm.
like blink and talk, but he
Yeah.
literally can't move any part of his body. Like his
Right.
his neck constantly falls back and forward, and like Fezzik
Yeah.
has to steady
His
it.
head just flops in weird ways. It's very funny, and yeah,
Mm.
Carrie Elways is just killing it.
Right. So they try to devise a plan to get into to storm the castle. They figure out, well, we have this wheelbarrow and we have this cloak. Why
Yeah.
don't we have Fezzik stand in the wheelbarrow, put the cloak on him, and say he's the Dread Pirate Robert, and then set him on fire?
I smell hijinks. I smell hijinks. Yep,
Hijinks abound. So that's what they do.
hijinks. They are on a collision course with wackiness, people.
That's right. So
Yeah.
and that's what they do. They put Fezzik in a wheelbarrow, tell him to
Hmm.
intimidate the guard in the front. I am the
Right.
great Dread Pirate Robert. I take no prisoners. And then they set
Yeah.
their friend on fire.
Yes, they do, which doesn't seem to like harm or even bother Physic at all. You're just like,
I
okay, all
I
right.
think
He's
I think the cloak is fireproof or so. I'm not sure if they're
yeah, like somehow the fire's not getting to it. It's vague on that. I mean, it's a weird thing, but the movie's so much fun. You just give it to them.
right. And so that's enough to freak out all the guards, and they all abandon their post and run away.
Yeah, run away, run away.
And I also like the part where, like, so the three of them, they get off the wheelbarrow and they attack the one guy who has the key on him. And they at first they say, "Give us the key to the gate." He's like,
Yeah,
I have no key." Fezzik, rip his arms off. "Oh, you mean this key?"
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Beautifully played by whoever that actor was. Yeah,
Fantastic.
you were great. We like you most of all, actor whose name I
Yes,
can't remember and am too lazy to look up at the moment.
we like you.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah, but they storm the castle. They get in, but it's too late because Humperdinck and the Princess Buttercup are the wedding's over. They man
They're married.
man
They're married.
and wife, same man
Yeah,
and wife.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So at this point, they somebody has them take away the princess. Count goes to see what's going on at the gate because they hear a big commotion at the gate.
yeah.
The prince goes and follows him, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a hot time in the old town tonight.
Yep. Story checks out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Uh, yeah. So they get in. They find the bad guys. There's more. There's more sword fighting. I mean, you probably weren't expecting more sword fighting, but more sword fighting.
More sword fighting, and also at one point we see the three of them are running down the halls, and then they get approached by the count, and the
Yeah.
count has some guards with him. The count says, "All right, take the giant and the man in black, leave the other one to me." The
Right.
guards rush in. The Indigo handily takes them all out, and
Yeah.
then of course we get Inigo's epic line: "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." The
Right.
count, prepares his stance,
Yeah.
runs away.
Hilarious. One of the funniest moments in the
It's
movie.
really good.
It's real. I mean, yeah, and Christopher Guest just plays it and times it perfectly. I mean, it is just so funny
It's really funny. So then,
because it is the last thing you expect at that moment.
like I expected a big fight, and then
Hmm.
it's like Indiana Jones, where the guy
Yeah.
with the sword.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we see Indigo run after him. I think at this also, and then he tries to chase him down the hallways,
Yeah.
and then he locks himself in a room with a door, but the door's locked. He can't get in. Indigo calls for Fezzik, saying, "I need you, please. I need you to help you come down this door." So
Yeah.
Fezzik leaves Wesley by himself, like propped up against a suit of armor, and
Yeah.
he goes, knocks the door down for him. And then he goes back. He sees that Wesley's not there, and and so then Indigo chases the Count some more. The Count
Yeah.
pulls out a dagger from his boot, and
As you do.
as you do, and as Indigo takes the corner, the Count throws the dagger into his chest, and it's like, oh, he's been defeated. He's been bested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but all for naught because he takes the sword out, he takes the dagger out of his chest, and he's still able to fight. And he keeps saying
Hmm.
his big line: "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." And he gets stronger.
And yeah, it's giving him strength. He
Yes,
keeps. I mean, he keeps saying it's like his mantra, and that's the thing. It's what he's fighting for. And there was. Have you heard the backstory from this scene?
I have not.
Okay, well, like Mandy Patinkin, his dad unfortunately passed away from cancer,
Oh,
like sometime in the 70s, well before he did this movie. But he said that when he was doing the scene where he was gathering the strength and he keeps saying, my name is Indigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die. He imagined he was fighting the cancer that killed his father.
oh shit.
And I mean, and it's just got such a great ending where the Count is like literally begging for his life. He's like, I'll pay you. I'll do anything. I'll give you anything. I'll do anything to don't kill me. And Inigo just goes, I want my father back, you son of a bitch. And then just,
God, such a
I mean, yeah, you watch that with that backstory in mind. It's even more powerful.
wow. Yeah, this is hands down my favorite scene in the movie. It's just so
Yeah.
fucking badass, and it's
Yeah.
oh my god,
it's such a great badass moment.
it's really like you feel it when he says, "I want my father back, you son of a."
Yeah,
I felt that shit.
Mandy Patinkin plays the hell out of it, and yeah, obviously it's coming from a real place too.
Yeah,
So
no, absolutely. Wow. Now that I know that story, oh shit,
yeah,
fucking,
that's
it's moving.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, great stuff.
yeah. So at this point, then we see the princess who, her love Wesley didn't come to rescue her, so she's going to end it all, die by her
Right.
own hand. She go,
She's going to commit suicide,
yes.
as young lovers are wont to do.
Mhm.
She's a Juliet and Romeo type of situation there.
Indeed. And as she
Yeah.
goes to do it, goes to plunge the dagger into her bosom.
Hmm.
We see Wesley stop her. He's on the bed saying, "Oh, there's a shortage of great breasts in this country, in this world.
Of perfect breasts in
Perfect
this one.
breasts. It'd
Yes.
be a shame."
It would be a shame to to deprive us of yours or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't have it written down, but
it's pretty smooth.
it's yeah, pretty great line of dialogue there, and yeah, not what you expected. And Wesley is still like basically prone at this point. He's just lying on a bed because that is pretty much all he can do at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an unusual movie where you have your main hero who is basically incapacitated at the big climax of your movie.
yeah. That's the other thing I really thought was interesting about this too, because yeah, like Wesley can't
Mhm.
move. He was somehow able to get himself from the hallway into her bedroom,
Right,
and
and he's just spent from that. I
yeah,
think, yeah.
probably like crawled with his fingers or something.
Right, yeah. The like two or three bits of his body that he can move.
Yeah, and so at this point, he's reunited with Buttercup, and then that's when the prince
Mhm.
comes in, ready to fight him to the death, and then he says, "No, we fight to the pain." And
Yeah. Oh, this is another badass moment.
right, because the prince is not familiar with that term, and he says, like,
Right.
"I'll explain it to you, and I'll make sure to use small words so you can understand it, you warthog face buffoon." I can't even say it without smiling. And
Yeah.
yeah, so he
That, by the way, is how Darren addresses me is right after we finish every episode of this podcast.
yes, that's what I have you saved in as on my phone.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, the warthog face buffoon is calling me.
yeah. It's a pet name for me.
And yeah, so basically, again, this is why I think it's so interesting, because like at this point in any other movie, it would be like a big epic fight scene, but
Hmm.
no, between in this one,
It's like psychological warfare.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just words, because
yeah.
in this point, Wesley's saying like, first I'll stab you in your eyes, like I'll disfigure you, stab you your first eye, your left eye,
Yeah,
and like I'll mutilate your face, but I'll let you keep your ears, and that's so because like every time you go out and people see you, they can be like disgusted by your appearance, and
and you'll get to hear
yes,
everything people say and
yeah,
carry that with you for the rest of your miserable life.
every,
And, ugh,
yeah,
yeah, it's a badass
yes,
speech.
every babe that weeps and says, "Dear God, what is that thing?" will
Yeah,
echo forever for all eternity in your perfect ears.
he's thought this
He
through.
really has.
Yeah,
And while he's saying this, he's still insulting him. He calls him a miserable, vomitous mess and a pig. And of course,
I'm just saying, it's finally nice to know where you got all this stuff from.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, this,
I feel slightly less insulted now.
yeah. So from this movie, it's my
Yeah,
favorite movies with love. And then of course, the prince is like, "You're bluffing. I think you can't move."
yeah,
And it's like, "It's possible I'm bluffing, pig. It's possible I'm lying, you miserable, vomitous mass. Or maybe I do have the strength." And then he's able to get up, point the sword at the Prince Humperdinck, and say, "Drop your sword." And he
right.
immediately drops his sword and gets tied up and has a seat, because
Yeah,
in the end, Prince Humperdinck is he's kind of a coward.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
He's kind of a
he
he's kind of a p word.
yeah, he ain't about this life.
He's not.
He's
He's
not.
not.
And like, yeah,
He's about starting the wars. He's not about fighting them.
yeah, exactly. He don't want no smoke.
I don't know what that means, but
It's
yes, no, he does not want no
there
smoke.
you go. Just go with it.
That's what I'm doing. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, Andy.
yeah, and so that's pretty much the end. Like at this point, we see Wesley and Buttercup are reunited with Fezzik and Indigo, and the three of them escape. Actually, no, Fezzik is able to find 4 horses.
4 white
They just
horses. Yeah.
happen to be there, and it's like, oh, they
Yeah.
look so nice. I thought,
Lying around. Yeah. He was like, I just picked them up just in case I ran into you again, and now I have ran into you, and I have these horses. So, in case you found the lady. Hi,
hi,
lady.
lady.
This is so sweet.
He is. And so then they all escape. They leave the prince unharmed and alive
Mhm.
because I think Wells says he wants him to live with his cowardice for the rest of his
Yeah.
life. And then
Again, so badass.
yeah, and then they all hop out the window. And then Indigo says, I spent my entire life trying to, avenge my
In the
father.
revenge business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now that that's over, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life. And then that's when Wesley says, "Have you ever thought about piracy? Maybe you'd make a really good Dread Private Roberts."
I mean, he already has the mustache.
He's halfway there.
Yeah, and I bet he'd look good in black because pretty much everyone looks good in black.
That's right. Back in black. That hurt my voice. I should have done that.
Don't do that again, please.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Don't try to ACDC it, please.
Back in black. I hate to say it. Gosh,
what did I just tell you?
It's making me laugh. Oh, whatever.
Okay.
9 lives.
I'm just saying, everyone who listens to the podcast on headphones hates you right now.
I apologize.
They hate you so much.
I'm sure Frank is like, when he has to edit this down, he's throwing his cans off. Like, oh, God damn it. It's fucking Back in Black.
So
So our heroes escape.
Mhm.
Wesley and Buttercup are together again,
Right.
sharing the most purest kiss of all time.
Yeah, there were like 5 kisses that were the greatest kisses of history, the most passionate, the most romantic. This one left them all in the dust. And Columbo's saying this, so it's true.
It's the real deal.
Yeah, because I mean, when you think about great movie kisses, you think Peter Falk.
That's right, man.
I mean, the man was sex on a stick. He ought to know.
The man's a dreamboat.
Yep.
And that's it. And then we have the grandpa closing the storybook, and the grandson was like, "Oh, I actually like that. Can you come back and read? Can you come back again and read that story to me?" And of course, the grandfather says, "As you wish."
Tears just flowing. I mean, oh, come on. Your heart grows 3 sizes.
Yeah, it's just like a perfect way to end this movie. And like, in closing, like even just talking about it and thinking about it, I really think, yeah, this is a pretty perfect movie. Like, there's nothing I didn't like about it. There's nothing I would change about it. I mean, everything.
It moves along pretty well. It doesn't really waste time or linger.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, they do a really nice job. It's very witty dialogue, great stunt work.
Yeah.
Great fencing. Carrie Elways and Mandy Patinkin are doing all their own sword work. I think they're only doubled for when they're like doing the gymnastic stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, yeah, great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is pretty damn near perfect, if not perfect. I really enjoy it. I mean, it's charming as all hell. It's sweet. It's genuinely funny. It's genuinely like riveting. And it's just it has so much heart. So much heart. It's
so much. Yeah. It's charming. I think that's the word I keep coming back to. It's such a charming movie.
Yeah. It's just chock-a-block of charm.
Yeah.
This film.
It will give you cavities.
Yes.
So sweet.
Yes. Your dentist would be looking to your mouth and say, "Dear God, what is that thing? What have you done?"
I'm sorry, I was Princess Briding it again. And he's like, oh, okay, no, I get it. We get a lot of this.
All right. Fillings.
Yeah.
And that's our movie, guys. Princess Bride. We can't recommend it highly enough. We put out the word on Twitter that we were doing this, and we did get a few responses.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get those few responses here.
Yeah. Our good friend Reenie, the Fangirl's Dilemma, saying the best thing about this movie is that In addition to being an excellent parody of swashbuckling epic fairy tale romance, Robin Wright and Carrie Elways are playing it straight enough that it is a great example of the thing it's parodying. Good fun.
Yeah, I think that's a really good insight. Yeah, it does work as both a parody and as a straightforward sort of swashbuckling adventure romance. Yeah, it's yeah, and it kind of goes back and forth between those two tones throughout the movie. Sometimes even in the same scene. It's yeah, it's and it, yeah, it's got a pretty consistent tone throughout. I think yeah, the tone is really good.
Yeah, like it's a parody, but it's not really like mocking the swashbuckling thing.
Yeah, it's affectionate parody.
Yeah, I think like when people think parody, they think like, oh, they're making fun of it, or they're,
Yeah, it's
you
not
know,
like an Anchorman type of thing.
yeah,
And not that that movie's bad. I mean, that movie's great in its own way. It's just they're not doing that sort of thing. They're not really
right.
mocking it. It's more like a celebratory. Let's have some fun with this. Let's do it a little tongue in cheek. Let's with a tongue in cheek and a twinkle in the eye.
Yes, exactly. But done with affection as well.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we also have Carmel Pretz at Carmel25 saying,
Oh yeah.
inconceivable. This makes me very happy. And of course, then there's the gif of, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, yeah, because Vezek he keeps saying inconceivable for like most any situation,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny.
Yeah, like I think,
Yeah,
yeah, one of the most quotable movies to this day. Like as soon as you say inconceivable, people automatically know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Marriage, people automatically know what you're talking about.
very true, very true.
It's oh, I mean, yeah, this movie is damn near perfect. I love the hell out of this movie.
Yeah, it's a great one. I mean, I imagine most of the people listening to this, if you've listened to us babble about it for this long, yeah, you've probably seen the movie and you like the movie. I'm assuming,
Mhm.
or you're intensely masochistic. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen The Princess Bride, again, get off your ass.
Yeah, come on, treat yourself. It's streaming on
Yeah.
Disney Plus, for God's sakes.
It's on Disney Plus. You can rent it on Amazon Prime if you don't have Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's on DVD. I think it's in the Criterion Collection too, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It
Woo!
is. Yes. So yeah, I'm sure there's an edition with lots of cool extras and featurettes and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was like kind of at a loss. I was like, do I own this movie? I can't remember if I do or not. Do I own it and I just haven't watched it in forever? And somehow I do not own this movie. That is an oversight that I need to correct.
Tisk tisk.
Tisk
Yeah, I
tisk.
might get it on Criterion. Like I really like
I mean, look, I have never bought a Criterion collection DVD or Blu-ray and regretted it.
mm,
I mean, 'cause, like with movies I love to do that deep dive on them and find out everything about them.
wow.
And yeah, Criterion's great.
Well, what do you have on Criterion? If I could just ask
What
real
do I
quick.
have on Criterion? Okay, I'm just glancing across the room now. I got A Hard Day's Night.
Ooh.
I got a few Terry Gilliam things. I'm pretty sure I have like Brazil and
Oh, Brazil is fuck. Brazil
Brazil.
blew my mind the first time I saw it. I watched that and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Um, I've got. I know I've got Shortcuts, the Robert Altman film, which
Nice.
I haven't watched that in forever.
Okay.
I've got some others that I'm forgetting about, and it's just far enough
Okay.
away from me. I can't quite see them all, but I've got a decent amount of Criterion.
Okay.
Somewhere between half dozen and a
All right. Not bad. Like
maybe I'll look them all up and I'll tweet them out later if people
Yeah.
are really curious.
yeah, I'll tweet I think I have I know I have. What do I have? I think I have like Life Aquatic, Steve Zissou, and
Okay.
pretty sure I have Royal Tenenbaums. I have Chasing Amy, which is probably
Okay.
the
All right.
first DVD I ever bought. Now I think about it.
Yeah.
And the Beastie Boys video collection. I have that.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
I think I got that.
Maybe we should both tweet out what our criterions are, and then people can vote on who has the better Criterion collection.
Let's do it. Criterion off.
Bragging rights. Criterion off. Criterion off.
Let's do it. And yeah, I guess that's our episode, guys. Thanks for listening as always. Thanks for supporting our little podcast. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at SNL Nerds Show. You can donate to our Patreon, non-productive.com.
Mm-hmm.
Slash SNL Nerds. Go to our
Mm-hmm.
Patreon, give us money, money, money. And as always, you
Yes.
can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Darren Credible. That's DARIN Credible.
And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Trumbull Comic. That's TRUMBULL and the word comic. And yeah, besides following us on the socials and contributing to our Patreon and all that, we'd love it if you rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice.
Mm.
That really does help out the show. It helps boost it out. Helps other people discover it. Yeah, so if you listen to this show on a regular basis and you haven't reviewed us, yeah, please give us a review, rate and review us, and let us know. We'd love a 5-star review, and that really helps us out.
Yes, absolutely. Please do. Please do. And yeah, that's our episode. And join us next week when we SNL comes back, baby.
Yes, with Woody Harrelson,
Jack White, and
I mean that's going to be a fun
yeah,
show.
I mean we're definitely getting a 5-timer. I'd be shocked if we didn't get a 5-timer sketch.
I mean that's kind of expected now, so yes,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, at this point, it's only a matter of figuring out who's gonna be in, like, what celebrity cameos we're getting for the 5-timer sketch.
Yeah, I think we'll get Paul Rudd because he lives in town and he got kind of cheated out of his 5-timers club thing when that happened.
Yeah, I mean, Tina Fey is always a safe bet.
COVID.
Sorry?
Yeah. Well, everybody was getting COVID, so his
Oh.
show was essentially canceled.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Tina Fey is a pretty safe bet. Maybe Steve Martin.
Sure.
I'm trying to look up the 5-timers club list. Who's in it?
I mean, Elliot Gould, Candice Bergen, I think.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, yeah, I keep forgetting that she's in it, but
let me see. Like Justin Timberlake would be interesting.
Christopher Walken, he's got to be in it, right?
Yes, he is. All right, so here's the 5-timers. All right,
Yeah.
so these are.
And come on, we need more Christopher Walken on SNL. He needs to come back for a cameo at least.
Okay, so here's the people in the 5-timers club. Woody Harrelson's going to be in it. John Mulaney, of course.
Oh yeah, forgot about John Mulaney. I'm up for seeing him on the show again.
Paul Rudd, Jonah Hill.
That surprises me. I keep forgetting that he hosted that many times.
Yeah, Jonah Hill's in there. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. We got Melissa McCarthy.
Okay, yeah, they brought her back a lot.
Yeah,
that's true.
Scarlett Johansson.
Right. Okay. I mean, they could probably get her. I think they have an in with
they have an
her.
Justin Timberlake, Ben Affleck, Drew Barrymore, Christopher Walken, John Goodman, and of course Alec Baldwin.
John Goodman, I would love to see again.
He would be great.
Alec Baldwin is probably the least likely person at this moment.
You don't say.
Well, I mean, he's got some stuff going on.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, Steve Martin, Tom Hanks, Paul Simon.
Tom Hanks from the first 5-timers sketch, Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien, who cameoed last time we did a 5-timer sketch, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, Buck Henry, of course, isn't going to be in it.
Shame.
Yeah. Bill Murray, Danny DeVito, Chevy Chase, Candice Bergen, Sting.
Sting.
Yeah.
Is that as both host and musical guest?
Let me see. 6 times as host / musical guest. Yeah.
6 times. Wow, I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. So
sure, let's get Sting in there.
Yeah, why not?
Let's get Sting in there. Have some tantric sex up in this.
What kind of show do you think this is, John?
I don't know, but I mean, hey, if anybody can bring SNL over to that, I think it's Sting.
Okay, come on, guys, let's loosen up, man. Oh, and Will Ferrell, he's hosted 5 times, of course. Okay,
yeah, sure.
So,
well, it's fun when we have an ex-cast member making cameos.
Yeah. So,
by the way, they reran one of Christopher Walken's episodes this last weekend. It was from 2003.
Ooh.
And they had cameos in it. Steve Martin made a cameo. Britney Spears made a cameo. And, oh, God, who was it? There was somebody whose cameo they cut out of the show because, of course, they cut a half hour out. Mm-hmm. And so we only saw that person during Good Nights. And I'm blanking on who it was right now. But it was...
Okay.
I find it so hilarious when they do like one of the hour-long versions of SNL, and so you see people at Good Nights, and they're obviously like still dressed up from some sketch that didn't air.
It's like, oh yeah, I guess I got dressed up in this unicorn costume for nothing.
Well, I mean, it aired on the actual show,
Oh,
but it doesn't air on the hour-long version.
oh
So
yeah.
it's just like, oh, I wonder what that thing was. And there were a couple people like in tuxedos for no reason.
Oh, it's
So
adorable. It's look
just like, yeah,
all right, but yeah. So yeah, next week, Woody Harrelson, Jack White. I mean,
gonna be fun.
gonna be fantastic. I'm looking forward. I'm pumped. I think I got a good feeling about this one.
I mean, I don't want to get our expectations too high,
Mm.
but I think it will be the best episode of SNL ever,
Yes.
and one of the greatest events in
Yeah,
television history.
yes. Yeah, exactly. This will rival the moon landing.
Right,
This is
right.
that's the bar.
Like when we found out who shot JR,
Mm.
it's going to be like that.
Still like to know who fucking did it.
What was the last episode of The Fugitive? I think it was One Armed Man, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Was it the man with 6 fingers on his hand?
Nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw. Again, if you're gonna kill somebody, have a physical abnormality. It just makes it so much easier for the people who are gonna try and catch it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's really important.
That's what it's all about.
Damn straight.
Really, what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah, next week, Woody Harrelson, Jack White, be there. We'll be there. Join us, won't you? But until then, nerds out!
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.